So this is a little bit of a different kind of video to normal because I've recently had a tonsillectomy. I'm now day 12 post-op and I'm feeling a lot better. Not 100% yet, but that's to be expected. Anyway. Okay, so I'm doing this in parts just to make it easier. I'll try and sign for some of it, but I want to really focus on like the speech side. So yeah, it's not full BSL, it's more SSE, so sign supported English, just when I need it. But anyway, I used to get tonsillitis a lot as a child. Between the ages of around 6 to 8, I got it a lot. And at one point, I think tonsillectomy was discussed with my mum and me, but then I suddenly stopped getting it. So I thought, like, I've grown out of it. That isn't always the case. And then I had it a few times during university. So I studied primary teaching and like obviously working with a lot of children also like exposes you to a lot of germs and illness, but it was never really like a big problem. Then last year I got my dream job, and I love my job as a music teacher. So I'm also a musician. I play piano and lots of other instruments, guitar, ukulele, mountain dulcimer, you name it. I just love my instruments. But anyway, I was getting tonsillitis at least once a month, and I ended up having it for like continuously for 4 months in 2025. It was constant. So I went to ENT in October, and they said it was affecting my ears more. I was losing my hearing because of how swollen and scarred my tonsils were. I was really struggling, and they said they're gonna have to come out. And I'm also a type 1 diabetic. I have asthma and other health conditions, so I was very nervous for the surgery. I didn't want it, but I knew that I needed it because I would just end up getting tonsillitis all the time, and you don't want that. But I wouldn't like recommend the surgery unless you're getting tonsillitis like constantly, because it is painful. So moving on, we'll start with surgery day. Okay, so surgery day, well, leading up to surgery you have pre-ops and stuff, and obviously with me it's a bit more risky because I'm on an insulin pump. I will put photos dotted around the screen of things as well, so it's not just my face and chatting. So I had pre-ops, and we decided that a sliding scale would be the best way of controlling my diabetes during the surgery. So obviously surgery day, got to the hospital. I'm UK, so British based, so it was in an NHS hospital. So got to the surgery, they gave me a lovely gown and stockings. Yeah, beautiful, not. And then asked me loads of questions like about my health and stuff. If you are female over 12, I think it is, they make you do a urine pregnancy test. You can refuse it, but it's just policy in the UK just to make sure that you're not pregnant. Then the surgeon came, asked me some questions and went through some information and things. The anaesthetist came again, asked me the same questions and just went through a few things. And then I was first on the list because I'm diabetic. So I went to surgery. They put a cannula in my hand, like, connected me to like machines and stuff, and had the surgery. And surgery day was fine. When I woke up from the surgery, my throat was sore, but it wasn't any more sore than like septic tonsillitis, because I was getting septic tonsillitis all the time. My throat was sore, but it wasn't like severely sore, because obviously during the surgery they pump you with like loads of anti-inflammatories and pain relief. Then I went back to the ward after, like, once I was like kind of with it. It was quite funny because I said to the recovery nurses, I was like, do you want me to get up and walk? And they're like, no, you'll be fine, like, go back. So got back to the ward, and yeah, I couldn't really eat anything, but being a type 1 diabetic, anaesthetics can cause you to become insulin resistant, which for me that's what happened, because I was not eating or drinking. I was trying to drink water because I was really thirsty, but my blood sugars were like 13.5, even though I hadn't eaten after surgery, which was weird. I did manage to eat a very small pot of ice cream. Again, I'll put photos around of things that I ate. And I took insulin, but the insulin just wasn't working for me. And then I was allowed to go home 4 hours later. As long as you've been to the bathroom, you've eaten and drank something, and you're feeling fine, they'll let you go. And I felt great when I first got home. That was not to last. So it got to around dinner time, and again I'd just had my tonsils taken out, so it wasn't like nice. I didn't really want to eat anything. The first thing I ate was like a bit of rice pudding, but again I was taking like copious amounts of insulin for it and trying to drink water. That is all I ate the first day. And my blood sugars were like sky high, and considering that how little I was eating, they should have been a lot lower. It got to the middle of the night, I started feeling really sick, because the anaesthetic can make you sick, and it did. I started throwing up, but it was just water. I think I just had a really bad reaction, so I ended up getting my GP. This was like early evening. My GP was still open, so I ended up getting them to prescribe me anti-sickness tablets, which just didn't work. I was still throwing up water. I was feeling really sick for about 3 days afterwards, from the anaesthetic. But yeah, and I ended up in A&E the first night, getting a bag of fluids and trying to bring my blood sugars down, which wasn't very nice. But yeah, it was fine. I just had to end up going to A&E the first night. Came back home, and the first week just got worse and worse. Pain levels were really bad. I was hardly drinking any water. I mean, I'm drinking like 3 or 4 bottles of these a day now. I'll have a drink now. But the first week, be prepared for pain. So yeah, I'll do another part of this. So days, from day 3 onwards, that's when I stopped feeling sick, but eating was taking me like 2 hours to finish just a tiny meal. I was in bed pretty much for the whole of the first week because I was in that much pain. It was like ear pain, not like an ear infection, because I've suffered with really bad ear infections as well. It was like throbbing ear pain, really, just really horrible. Throat pain. Obviously you've got scabs in the back of your throat as well, which isn't very nice at all. The pain hit like 10 out of 10, but then I was also coughing as well, like very wheezy, chesty coughing. So on so I had my surgery on the Monday, and on the Saturday I ended up calling 111 for some advice, and they booked me an appointment with an out of hours doctor, like GP. So I went to that, and it turned out I actually had a post-operative chest infection. So another complication. It's common if you've had like neck or throat surgery anyway, but also, I thought my dog was like coming upstairs, but also common if you've had like a breathing tube and you're asthmatic. So for me, I ended up on antibiotics for 5 days treating that, but they worked really well. Regards to bleeding, I did have a little bit of blood in my spit, not a lot, and I managed to stop it with like ice and like icy water, but I didn't really bleed afterwards, and the antibiotics helped. Foods that helped me, so that'll be our next part. So foods that helped me, so the first week, again, I didn't really eat much. I was having like mushy peas, mashed potatoes, ice lollies, or as they call them in the US, popsicles, were great for the first 3 days, and so was ice cream, but then it stopped working and started stinging, and I preferred more like lukewarm foods like mashed potatoes. They tell you to eat scrambled eggs, but I found them really sticky and hard to swallow. So yeah, scrambled eggs didn't really work very well for me, to be honest. And because I also have celiac disease, I'm very medically complex. A lot of the gluten-free breads and things are very dry, so that didn't really help. But as an alternative to toast, I was eating potato waffles. I will put a picture up there. The bird's eye ones, really, really nice. And that's what helped get the scabs off for me. That's what I was eating to have toast. Obviously, let them go cool. Don't be eating anything piping hot. So that helped me with foods. Now I'm on day 12, and I'm eating like soups. I'm going to be trying pasta later today. I'm eating nearly normal. I've even had tomatoes today. Other things I'm not eating yet is like anything piping hot. I'm letting it go cool. I was able to drink tea after, like a cup of tea after a week, which was nice. That was really soothing. All I've drank is tea and water. I've not introduced coffee yet, but I probably will when I'm going back to work on Monday. Yeah, more or less eating normal. Soup has been really helpful. Chicken soup to get some protein in has been really helpful. I've been having the Covent Garden one. Again, see a photo. I'm not sure where it's going to be on the screen. I'll put it somewhere, either up there or up there. That's been really good. Mushy peas. They say not to eat much dairy, but I found like cheese really, really soothing on the back of my throat. More so than even like ice lollies. I've struggled quite a bit with sugar, but it's getting better now. So last week, a few nights ago, my blood sugars dropped really low, and I was struggling. I was crying trying to eat this rice pudding pot with it stinging, because anything sugary was stinging to swallow. So yeah, that was quite painful. I did have the full traditional method, so I didn't have coblation or diathermy. I had the full cold knife dissection, so it was really stinging swallowing anything sugary. Now my taste has come back for pretty much everything, but I've not yet like included like fizzy drinks or anything. But I have been eating well, but at the end of the day, because I'm type 1 diabetic, I've not had a choice. I've had to eat, like, but they say to eat as much as you can, because if you don't eat, then your scabs aren't going to fall off. You need to eat and drink loads, because that's the only way you're going to get the scabs to come off easily without causing a hemorrhage. You're more prone to a hemorrhage if you don't eat. So food is like your medicine. So try and eat things like toast, potato waffles like I was. They went down really well. Just eat what you can manage. Again, I found ice lollies really stinging after about day 3 or day 4, but you might be different. So just listen to your body. Don't overdo it. I didn't go for a walk until day, I think it was day 9. I went for a walk and I felt really good. Again, I'll put a picture up here, and I started feeling a lot better on day 9. Because I'm in the UK, I got a fit note for work for 2 weeks, and my work have been really fine, really supportive. We've kept in touch throughout the whole 2 weeks, and they've been really, really lovely with me. Arrange cover and things for me. So yeah, try and get a fit note for 2 weeks. Obviously if you have a hemorrhage, you might need more like longer off work, but I've been quite lucky. Like, I obviously did have antibiotics for a post-operative chest infection, which I think also, again, I think that helped with the throat as well. But just listen to your body. I'll also go through some things that also helped me during recovery as well. So best thing to do is sleep raised. So I had like a special thing, which I'll insert a photo of, to keep my head elevated, because if you're leaning back you could swallow blood if you were to start to bleed. So it's best to be upright or on your side. That's how I slept. Medication wise, I was discharged from hospital with just nothing but paracetamol and ibuprofen, which wasn't cutting it. My GP gave me some morphine, which it's right next to me, so I will show you it. So my GP gave me some morphine in a bottle. I still have quite a lot left. I was only really taking it at night, so that's the morphine. I had to use as well one of these things out of the children's Nurofen to get it out, because it didn't come with a measuring thing, and I wanted to make sure I didn't like take too much or like too little of it. But yeah, the morphine I would take every night. I think on day 6, which was one of my worst days, day 6, I was taking it like 3 times a day, because day 6 for pain was horrendous. It was like 100 out of 10. So painful. Day 6 and 7 were probably my worst days, of course. 6, 7. Sorry, had to do that. But yeah, day 6 and 7 were the worst days for me, with regards to healing and recovery. I felt like it was never going to end. Excuse me, I need to have a quick drink of water. But I was taking like paracetamol 4 times a day, so it was just like these. I've had all different brands, they're all the same. Paracetamol capsules, which I found the easiest to swallow rather than the tablets. And then ibuprofen, for me anyway, because I'm asthmatic, it wasn't working at all. It was really affecting my chest, flaring up my asthma, so I wasn't allowed to take ibuprofen once I got put on antibiotics. But I did get given off the walk-in GP these codeine tablets, which are tiny. She said I could take 2 at a time, but I've only been taking 1, and I've still got 1 in this strip and a full strip left. So I've not overdone it with meds, but codeine has really helped me, which I'm only taking once a day, and I'm taking paracetamol 2 or 3 times a day. Now pain wise is a lot better, but it's worse at night, because during the day I'm drinking water and a cup of tea like continuously throughout the day, so my mouth isn't getting dry. But like at night you're not drinking, so you kind of have to like try and wake up in the middle of the night to drink. And the first week I was doing that, but then I've been really tired and needing to sleep through the night, so I've been waking up in quite a bit of pain, so needing paracetamol, and then a couple of hours later I have codeine. Food is getting back to normal now. I'm only day 12, so it's been less than 2 weeks since having the operation, and I'm doing really well. But yeah, things that have also helped me, like I've been crafting, like making like jewelry, bracelets, reading, watching like TV. For the first week I spent most of it asleep, but yeah, I'll do another part in a second. So yeah, I think I've covered most of the things. Also, if you can, try and get a humidifier for your room, because that keeps the throat moist. But you don't need it. I think if you're going to have the surgery, please prepare yourself for pain. Like, it is painful. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is the most painful surgery I've ever had. Really, really painful. Like, you feel like you need to have like solid friends around you who you can rant to. I've had some people who have been there for me when I've been panicking, scared. Also for the first week or so I couldn't talk, so I had a text to speech app, which helped. It was annoying, but it did help. I mean, luckily I know BSL, British Sign Language, but my family around me don't, so helpful for me, not for them, because they had no idea what I was saying when they were signing. So and another reason why everyone should learn sign language, but anyway, that's another video. But yeah, if you're going in for this surgery, it's painful, but you have to think about why you're doing it. I did it because I didn't want to get tonsillitis again. I couldn't cope with it. I had septic tonsillitis, which was the most painful thing. I was on really strong antibiotics throughout so much of last year, so I couldn't put my body through that again. So yeah, it's painful, but keep on top of your pain meds. Try and ask your doctor to give you codeine, because I found paracetamol capsules. I mean, I've had the Morrison's ones, I've had the Boots ones, some which I think Sainsbury's been stocked up with them, but yeah, they're really easy to swallow, the capsules. I did try Calpol, which is like the kids version. I will insert a picture up here, but that stung. I thought like the liquid would be easy to take, but it stung. Same with the ibuprofen, the Nurofen. So would I recommend Calpol? No. Try the capsules. Like, you just have to kind of glug water and like get it down. Codeine tablets are tiny, so they're really easy to like swallow. But yeah, keep on top of your meds. Get some like nice films you might want to watch. To be fair, the first week I spent most of it asleep, because all of like the medications I was taking, like morphine, the codeine stuff, was making me really tired, and after surgery you're tired anyway. So yeah, just listen to your body. I love doing workouts, and I'm day 12 and I've not done any like weights or anything. I'm not starting that again until Monday, when it's been like 2 full weeks later. So yeah, just listen to your body, don't overdo it. Gentle activity like a walk when you feel ready. Don't like push yourself. eat food. Like I've had a lot of mashed potatoes, ham, like the honey roast ham, the thin ham that you put on sandwiches, that went down really nicely for me. At first, pasta was really difficult to eat, but now it's a lot better. Like, everything's going down. I'm eating pretty much normally, except like crisps, and like kind of sharp foods, and also like spicy foods like curry and things I've not introduced yet, but it's doable. And coming from somebody that's got a lot of medical conditions as well, because I've not seen any videos of anybody with type 1 diabetes, in a way type 1 diabetes actually helps you to heal faster, because we have no choice but to eat food because of like blood sugar levels. Like if we don't eat, but just look after your health, look after your body, and remember why you've done it. It's painful, a really, really painful surgery as an adult, but you can do it and you can heal from it. And if this helps just one person, know they're not alone, because I know that it is sore. I know if you're on day like 4 or whatever, if you're mid tonsillectomy recovery now and you're watching this, I'm day 12, I've still got a bit of the pain, but I can assure you that it gets better. I know it's sore, I know it's the most painful thing, I know you're thinking, when is this going to end? I just want to live my life. But I promise you, after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, you will be so happy and raring to go and just appreciating everything. So I painted my nails the other day and I just felt so grateful to be able to do that again, like washing my hair, little things like that. I just felt so grateful for. So afterwards, you'll be happy knowing that you'll never get tonsillitis or never get like tonsil stones if you get them, or if you've just got swollen tonsils. Like, it will help you so much in the future, and you have to think about why you're doing these things. Sometimes you have to put your body through so much pain to get better for the future, and that's what I did. And yes, it's been painful, but you will overcome it and you will get there. So yeah, I hope this video has helped you, and know it's come from a British person as well, because I've seen loads from America but hardly any from the UK. So if you're watching this, thank you. And I know this is a little bit different to like what I normally share. Normally everything's like very happy, like music, sign language, songs, but I wanted to really help people. So if this has helped somebody, I'm glad. And yeah, stay tuned, because I've got lots of things going on this year, and looking forward to sharing it with you all. Hope you all are having a really good start to 2026, and I shall see you very soon. Bye.